Good morning, everybody. A beautiful, beautiful morning in Alva, Oklahoma. I hope it's a beautiful morning wherever you are. This is the Rose and Ben Show. Do not be confused. It is not the Ben and Rose Show. It is the Rose
Yeah.
and Ben Show.
Don't ever forget that.
168 years of combined wisdom, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeats. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Here is Rosie. Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning, Mr. Ben. It's
How
a
are you?
great day to be alive in Alva, Oklahoma.
It is, it is, it is.
You're in fine shape. It looks like a lot of energy today.
Always, always. I'm the Energizer Benny.
That's pretty cute.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't get enough of that. That's very cute stuff. So this is the Rose and Ben Show, the latest and most mature morning show in the free world. I know. All my life, I've worked morning shows starting at 6, or if we were flying the airplane for traffic at 5:30, and so we decided we're not going to do that, right, Rose? There's no,
Yeah.
but then you do.
Yeah, I do.
For people that don't know Rosie, you're missing something. You are really, really missing something. So in 90 years, she has done some of the darndest things, and now she does stuff like she gets up at, I don't know, 5:36
Yeah.
and goes to the wellness center.
That's right.
So I said to her, I said, Rosie, what do you do at the wellness center? And she said, well, I'll get the person here that knows those things, and we'll talk about the wellness center.
That's exactly
That's
right.
exactly what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, for the introduction of our first guest today, here's Rosie.
All right. And I would like to introduce Olivia Yandell. She is the director of this fabulous wellness center that we have on campus. It's called the J.R. Holder Wellness Center. And some people might think it's just for the college, but I want her to tell us all about what they do today, and she's going to, and how that this can benefit your health. I've been going up there 20 years, and it's been phenomenal. And it's a wonderful facility that we have for our size town. And at this time, I'm going to give the mic to Olivia, and she's going to tell us a little about it, and then I'm going to ask questions, and so's Benny.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I love the opportunity to get to speak about the Wellness Center and everything that we have. So like you said, we are located on the campus in Northwestern. We're on the south side of campus, southeast side of campus. And as you mentioned, we are open to the community as well as the students and faculty and staff. Our students, faculty, and staff get to use the facility as part of their student fees and everything of that nature. And then our community members, have access to the Wellness Center as well. Between the starting age that you can come in there is 11 years old, and all the way up until you can continue coming in there. So we have family rates, we have individual rates, we have senior rates.
What are those rates, or can you remember?
I'll try my best. So for our individual rates, by yourself is going to be $30 a month. If you pay for 6 months, you actually are only paying for 5 months, and you get a month free. If you pay for a year, you basically pay for 10 months, and you get 2 months free. So the more that you pay, or the longer you pay for, you actually get a discount, which is a really great advantage. Our family rates are $50 a month. We also have corporate rates for corporate positions, so working for city, state, federal, county, and town employees as well. They also get those rates, so working out at the prison, working for the railroad. We also offer school rates, or rates for our education, our teachers, so they also qualify for those corporate rates, which is $25 a month individual, and then $45 a month for their family. And family includes like a legally married spouse and any children between the ages of 11 to 25.
So, Olivia, when you two were just starting to talk, you mentioned, or Rosie mentioned, she'd been going there 20 years. The facility looks practically new. When was it built?
It was built, they started the construction of that in 1999, and it opened in 2000.
Really?
So,
That long long ago.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
been beautifully kept up.
Yes, it's a process for sure. Keeping the facility running is probably the main chunk of my job. Is the facility management, just upkeeping all of the equipment, upkeeping the pool room, the lockers, the locker rooms, the saunas, everything that we have that goes along with that is that's a pretty big portion of what we do throughout the day is just the maintenance of the facilities. So
I would bet so, and you wouldn't really have any full-time employees of students, so you'd have a jillion part-timers to schedule
yes.
and a jillion people to tell you that their grandmother had died again and they can't show up today. Not that that would ever happen.
No, we so it's myself and my assistant Sean Kelly. We're the two full-time faculty or two full-time staff members that work there. We have 3 what we call student assistants. So basically they are the acting managers when Sean and myself aren't there, and they work up to 29 hours a week. So they kind of get a little bit more of responsibility. They get a few more hours along with that, and those are going to be students who have been there for a while. So they have, the most experience. They have pretty much stepped into that leadership role of being the manager while we're gone. And then outside of that, we have other student workers who work there. The beauty of our position is we have the capability to pick and choose who we want. We're not forced to hire anybody. We get to pick the students that we want. And so we really do kind of get the cream of the crop when it comes to student workers. And they're not really ones who are slackers. We do a pretty good in-depth interview with them to make sure that they know what's expected of them before they're hired.
And that gives them, I mean, the ones that you use, that you keep, that are the main ones, that gives them a little practical experience of managing not only scheduling people, but all of the equipment and maintenance. That building would have to take a ton of maintenance.
Yes, it does. And that's a big part of their job, is not only just like being the welcoming face when somebody comes in and taking money, and not just customer service, but it's also the daily equipment. They're cleaning constantly. They're constantly working on the equipment that they're allowed to. And also the big thing is learning how to work with people and deal with different individuals who come into the wellness center. And so that's, some, like you said, some real life practical skills that I think are very beneficial for them as they grow up.
I'm one of those you have to deal with. I'm always griping about the water. This water is cold. Okay, Olivia, tell us some of the things that take place there, some of your activities, some of your programs.
Yeah, so we have a pretty full group fitness schedule. We have 5 different group fitness classes that we offer. We offer a body burn class, which is like a high intensity interval training class. We offer Zumba, which just recently we added, which I think has really taken off. It's like dance. It's kind of like dance fitness. Holly Hoffman is who teaches that class for us. We also have a kickboxing cardio. So it's not quite full-blown kickboxing with like the mats and everything like that, but it's more so the cardio aspect. And one of our student assistants, Zach, actually teaches that class. We have cycling as well, which I teach the cycling class. So it's kind of like spin, but we're doing it to music. And then, as I mentioned, our body burn HIIT class, that is also taught by myself, and then also Chloe Jordan, who's our trainer there at the Wellness Center.
The cycling class, how many cycles do you have?
So we have 10 complete cycles, 10 full spin bikes that we offer there. I used to teach morning and afternoon, or not a morning, but a noon class and then a night class. But after having Hazel, I only do the noon class now.
Okay, and what else? I think you still have a lot of other things going on.
Yeah, so we obviously have the pool, which is a huge benefit to the Wellness Center. And it's also a benefit to not just our members, but also our students. A lot of our athletes like to go in there and use it for their rehab. Yes, the hot tub as well is another big key factor. The sauna is another big one as well. The other big thing that kind of runs through the Wellness Center that's related to the university is our intramural program, which Sean oversees. And so, a few years ago, I think back in 2022, we received a grant from TSED, which is the tobacco organization for the state of Oklahoma, and they basically granted us money to redo our tennis courts. And so we put in 8 pickleball courts, which have been a huge benefit for our community and our students. We have a really large pickleball intramural program.
Everybody is playing pickleball. I never had heard of it. Have you, Benny?
Well, of course, I'm a professional pickleball. I do that professionally.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm up there and in the evening,
hmm
I don't know if they're organized activities, but there'll be almost every pickleball court is full.
Yes, yeah, we have we had intramurals going, so that started at the beginning of school until about last week, and so on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Sean, like I said, is our intramural director. We had an organized program basically going where the students and faculty and staff can play. They're about to start kickball, they'll use the intramural field, which is right next to the wellness center, which we've kind of absorbed as part of our jurisdiction of things that we have to take care of, along with the sand volleyball pit and the rest of that pickleball complex, I guess that outdoor complex, which has like the full court basketball and the tennis courts. And it also has a walking track around the outside of it as well, which is a big need that we had. A lot of students wanted to be able to go for a walk, but not really like a ton of sidewalks in the town of Alva. And so that was kind of a nice place that they felt secure because there's lights, there's cameras. They could still get outside and walk without, being, on a random street or having to walk in somebody's yard or in the road where somebody could, be driving erratically. Yes, a dog attack, anything like that. And so that's something that was a big need too. And we have a lot of people who use that walking track as well.
So when I'm up there, and the reason I'm up there is I like to go up and lean on the machines. And when I'm leaning on the machines and look out there, I see the farm girl, Sage Booty, on that pickleball court. 3 out of 5 nights. She must be about to turn pro.
Yeah.
That bunch is incredibly competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rose, if you and I played pickleball, it would take 3 hours for us to get to 21. These people, I mean, you're only as far apart as we are right now, hitting the ball. And people that are good at it, it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a really interesting sport. It really has taken off recently, and I'm really thankful because it's a great sport that really any age can enjoy. It's less taxing on your body than tennis, and there's a lot of opportunities for really anybody to be able to play pickleball. They actually, which is kind of funny, they actually hosted the pickleball championships last Thursday out at the Nightlight. Connor Martin reached out and said, "Hey, do you guys want to do this out here at the Nightlight?" And kind of change the atmosphere. It's indoors. You don't have to worry about the weather.
Wait a minute. You mean they were playing in there?
Yes. Yeah. On the dance floor, they set up a court and they played in there, which was really, really fun. It was a really unique experience to witness.
It would be.
Yeah.
I mean, Rose. Well, yeah, I kind of do. When they do that again, let Rose and I know.
Yeah, I will. I'll let
It'll
you.
be the Rose and Benny exhibition match. It'll
take.
Well, here's what it's going to look like. Hit the ball. The other person goes and finds it, picks it up, brings it back. Hit the ball. The other person goes and that's what it'll be. Yeah, it'll be that. Yeah.
Sure, for sure. Okay, Olivia, what else have we missed about this wonderful facility that you can tell us?
I think the big thing that a lot of people don't understand about the wellness center is how affordable it is. Like I said, that's the main thing.
I think how nice, Olivia. I mean, until I went into it, I mean, I drove by it a million times.
Yes.
But until I actually went in and got the tour and joined us, I had no idea all the stuff that's in there and the incredible pool.
Yes. Yeah. The building I believe is, close to 45,000 square feet. So it's a large building. I don't think people understand that. And, outside of it, providing a place for fitness and wellness, we also have some of our classes in there for our college students. And so, most college students who have a wellness concepts class, they're going to go into that facility and be exposed to it, which I think is a really big factor as well.
I agree.
I think you have personal trainers that you can contact. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. So we have one personal trainer that works through the wellness center. There's other trainers who work on their own. They're not associated with the wellness center, but Chloe Jordan is our personal trainer that you can contact through the wellness center. You can call for her phone number at the front desk. We also have business cards for her at the front desk, and she's been an awesome addition to our team. She's very positive, very excited to get into the fitness industry, and I know that she stays pretty busy with her clients, but I think she just does an awesome job providing just insight and, like I said, accountability for those people who want to use her as a resource.
I have a question for you that's my question. I see lockers
Yes.
around up there. How do I get to use a locker?
So the lockers are free. You can use the lock. You just check out a key at the front desk.
They are?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. We also offer a VIP package. So if you want a locker that's consistently yours and you can just store your things in there consistently, it's $100 for a year. And so basically you pay to keep that locker as yours so you don't have to check out a key every single time you go in and out. And it's a bigger locker. So you get one of the big ones that's in the locker rooms.
Wow.
And so a lot of people will use that to keep like their swim stuff, their shower things, and it's $100 for the year. Along with that, you get 2 guest passes that basically you can bring anybody you want in as long as they're within the age range with those guest passes as well.
I needed that.
Yeah.
I've walked by those lockers 1,000 times. I've gone, well, that'd be handy. I wonder how you get one of those.
Yeah, you can just ask the front desk for a key, and they'll give you a key, and then you'll just return that key whenever you're done using it.
How many different and that's not right. There are different kinds of I see different people sweating in different things.
Yeah.
So what are the different ones?
Like the saunas that we offer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we have a dry sauna, meaning that it's not, there's no water in there. The sauna itself, it's very simple to use. People can just go in there and spray on our hot rocks that we have. There's a turnkey on the outside that basically ignites the sauna whenever you go in, and the temperature's already set, so you don't have to move the temperature dial. You just turn the sauna on, spray the water, and if it's been cold for a while, if nobody has been using it, usually takes about 15 minutes for it to kind of kick on and heat up. But once it's on, it gets pretty warm. It'll get close to 100, 150 degrees in there.
Yeah. It does. Our guest this morning so far is Olivia. Rosie is preparing another question, and I have another one too. We're going to pause for this important message, and these messages are important because we go to a ton of places and do a ton of things, and it takes some money to do that. For instance, this evening we will be in Winoka broadcasting the Winoka Railroaders football game because more and more the smaller schools are only able to get officials to work on Thursday nights because they can work at bigger schools on Friday nights, and there's just not enough officials to go around because, Rosie, this is almost unbelievable, but we don't know any of these people, but there are people that have yelled at the referees.
No.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. And over a period of time, it has offended enough of them that they said, I don't need to listen to that. I'm not doing this anymore. So
There's that severe of a shortage.
Oh, yeah.
Of referees.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's shaking their head. Yes, I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a free gratis job?
No, it pays. But okay, let me take a guy that's still working, Doug Swanger, who's from your part of the country.
Yes.
Great in virtually all sports, and was a tremendous athlete. Not that he got over being an athlete, but he's older now, So, but he referees a lot of games. So, but he also farms and raises cattle. So, do you farm and raise cattle on this particular night, or do you go make $50 refereeing a ball game that you're going to drive from Kiowa to Guyman to?
Oh dear.
So it is. It's like the Rose and Ben show. It is a labor of love. There is very little money that changes hands.
Well, did you say that there was a problem scheduling games because of lack of referees, or did I imagine that?
No, you didn't imagine it at all. Yes, the bigger schools will play on Friday nights because they can get enough referees to go there. The smaller schools have had to move games. This will be the fourth. Yeah, this will be the fourth of 6 games that Winoka has played that they've moved to Thursday night. And here's we'll go to a commercial in just a moment. I just want to finish this thought. So we played in Tyrone last week.
Yes.
Winoka did. So we get out of Tyrone at 10 o'clock at night. It's a 3-hour drive back to Winoka. Every teacher that was there, every parent that was there that has a 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 job was expected to be at their workplace the next morning.
And every student.
And for sure, every student. For sure. Yeah. And think about your student athletes. You got 2 people that are dinged up that desperately need the ice bath. Well, okay. You take the ice bath when you get back to the locker room at 1 o'clock in the morning, but you still make your 8 o'clock the next morning because you're a student and that's what you do. So, yeah, it's a tough deal.
Well, it used to be we never bothered Wednesday nights, but I think they're having games on Wednesday nights now, aren't they?
They are, which is amazing when you think there's not many around here because this is the Bible Belt.
Yes.
And our Wednesday nights are important to church people.
Yes.
But you go into the 6A schools, the 5A schools, they're pretty much scheduling where they want or need. And if you really want to go further with the conversation, think about how many substitute teachers are working pretty much a full-time job now.
Yes.
Because the school system couldn't fill with regular teachers, with good teachers. Not good teachers, but certified teachers. And that's enough from my soapbox. We'll be right back with Rose and Ben.
It's Rose and Ben on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
It's Rose and Ben on the radio, the oldest, no, most mature and latest morning show in the free world. 11 o'clock every Thursday. I'm exhausted, Rose. We've been on 27 minutes. We're going to have to take a break here pretty soon.
We've been up at the wellness center working out.
So Rose, you're telling me that when you go up there at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's busy up there?
Yes, the floor is pretty full. And the pool, the people that go, a bunch of us, we swim from 6 to 7. I'm getting older and swim later, but I swam from 6 to 7, probably 15 years.
What time of day are you going to go after you're 100? I mean, will you
probably 9 o'clock.
Around 9.
It's
good to have goals.
It's kind of get against the rules there, but
sure.
There are some people that work out on the floor, then they go in and swim. I haven't learned to do that yet, but it's a marvelous institution.
So, Olivia, it's obvious to the students that wonderful facility is available to them, but I'm not sure it's obvious to people like me and Rosie, just in the community. But we can use it.
Yes, absolutely. The Wellness Center is open to anybody within the ages of 11 and up. You're able to come in and, fill out a membership form. It's a very simple process. A lot of people get worried that they think it's going to be a whole process. You've got to fill out all this information. Our membership form is a one-page front and back, basically asking you some basic questions about yourself, about your health, get some information about you, your emergency contact if anything were to ever happen. And, you just have to pay at that point. And then, like I said, it's a very affordable cost. We accept cash or checks, so you don't have to worry about bringing in a card or anything like that. And we're open 85 hours a week. I don't think people understand that as well. We're open Monday through Sunday. We really don't close outside of major holidays. And if there's a snow day, I would say we're probably open 355 days out of 365 days a year. We're open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays, we're open 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. And then on Sundays, 4 to 8 in the evening.
That's a time that is pretty full. The 4 to 8 on Sunday, which I was surprised at.
Yes. Yeah. We have a lot of people, like I said, who they just don't miss. Like the Wellness Center is their place that they like to come in and have their me time, if that's what you want to call it. And I think that's just like a huge benefit for people is just, making time for the Wellness Center and making time for your health, I think is the big factor that a lot of people don't realize is sometimes people come in like, well, I just don't have time. And I'm like, you don't have time or you're not making time?
Oh, hey, Rosie, go ahead.
I have just a short question. Give the apparel creed what they're supposed to wear and not wear.
Yeah. So we recently just changed our dress code that we offer. So we do allow tank tops now, which was a big thing that a lot of people kind of were upset about was, before you had to wear a sleeved shirt. Now, we recently changed that rule about a year ago, 2 years ago, this December, that people can now wear tank tops in there. The hats, we do allow hats. However, we don't allow people to wear hats on the equipment that their hat would rub on the leather because that does ruin that leather. They can wear it on the cardio side as well. We ask no denim is like a big thing. Obviously, sitting on the equipment and your denim would sit there and rub on that leather again. But we do have people who come in and wear the leather while they walk around the track or get on cardio equipment, and we're really fine with that as long as it's not something that's going to ruin our leather upholstery. Clean shoes is a must. That's a big one. People want to come in with their dirty boots or their dirty shoes, and it's just more upkeep for us. We tell people, bring a clean pair of shoes in. No open-toed shoes for obvious reasons. You don't want to drop a weight on your toe or anything like that. And no boots or anything of that nature. But, like I said, we do allow tank tops. We don't allow anybody to have a shirt that's cropped. Their shirts have to fully cover their stomachs and their backs, which is a part of the job.
How am I going to show off this six-pack if I can't wear that? Come on.
You might just have to save that for your social media pages.
Yeah. There have to be rules for the others, I
guess. Yeah.
Rosie. Yes. I saw this sign in the weight room at Winoka. I'm going to share it with you. Somebody wrote it on the whiteboard. It is better to be the oldest one in the weight room than to be the youngest one in the nursing home.
Yeah. That is right. Yeah.
You got to love it.
I just want to encourage everybody to take advantage of this wonderful facility we have in Alva, Oklahoma. It's too good to be true. People just...
It really is. I mean, when you look at it from the outside, you go, well, yeah, okay, yeah. But the facility is incredible.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people realize that a lot of that equipment in there, especially like our white Cybex resistance equipment, that's the original equipment. That's the equipment that when they opened the Wellness Center in 2000, that's the equipment that they brought in. So the fact that equipment has lasted 25 years is impressive in itself. Like I said, a lot of it has to do with a lot of daily upkeep.
That's the thing.
Yeah, and Sean and I are in the process of swapping a lot of that equipment over. It's going to take several years just because equipment is so expensive.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and so that's we're slowly in transition of trying to strategically plan what equipment pieces we're going to get for next year and the year after that and the year after that. And this year we got 2 new treadmills and 2 new bikes that are coming in, and people just, I don't think, understand how expensive, a commercial grade treadmill really is. It's almost $9,000 per treadmill, which is insane. But you have to think about how often those treadmills are used. I mean, they're turned on 15 hours a day and they're used almost all day long.
And lots of times not used the way they're supposed to be used.
That too, yes. And that's a big thing as well, is, making sure that people are properly using the equipment so that way we're not ruining it faster than it needs to. That's a big piece to the whole thing.
Olivia, you're an incredible guest. You know that stuff from top to bottom, or however you say that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I can use a locker and it doesn't cost anything.
Nope. Just ask for a key at the front desk and they'll give you one.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for coming, Olivia. We have another set of guests coming up. And we will talk to them and say bye-bye to Olivia right after this time out. Thanks for joining us on Rose and Ben.
It's Rose and Ben on KALV. Let's talk about your future. Are you looking for a career change or possibly training in computers, health careers, automotive, cosmetology, digital design, electrical trades, welding, or biomedical sciences? At Northwest Technology Center, we offer these programs for adults, high school, and homeschool students from Aleen Clio, Alva, Canton, Cherokee, Fairview, Freedom, Ringwood, and Winoka. Call to enroll today at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life. This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
Welcome back, everyone. Olivia and her family. So great that she brought her grandparents with her, Rosie.
Yes, and the little child.
And the baby. That's
Pretty little kiddo.
Oh, yeah. That's great. So it's the Rose and Ben show. If you'd like to be on it, just slip Rosie 100 and come on down.
I work cheaper than that. 50 will get you here, too.
Kidding. That's your motto, Rosie. Cheaper than that. Let's see. Where do I go from this? Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty hard.
Two of my good friends, they are husband and wife. They rather come as a package. There's a reason, Rosie, that I love these people so much.
All
And I will
right.
tell you who they are and why I love them so much. Mr. and Mrs. Sean Lear are our guests this morning. You know them, right, Rosie?
Well, no, but I think I
You
knew
don't?
their dad or grandpa. Which was it? Milt?
My grandpa's Milt.
Milt. I knew Milt
Milt's your
quite.
grandpa?
Yep.
Okay.
He wrote a lot.
Against me.
No. Oh, no.
He wrote
Milt's-
several
Milt's a good one.
publications for our museum.
So,
Yes, he was very involved with the history.
wait a minute. Let him have that microphone. And what did you just say, Sean?
Oh, my grandpa was very interested in history, which I am too. Kind of different periods for him than me, but anyways. So yes, he was involved with one-room schoolhouses and stuff. He's actually the one that put the one-room schoolhouse at Northwestern.
Really?
Yes.
Where'd it come from?
West of town on 64. It was on the north side, right there by Litton's, across the road to the east.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank right now on what was it, McKeever? Does that sound right? I think that's the McKeever Schoolhouse.
I think you're right. I believe that you're right. And the reason that I know that is, or I think that I know it. I think that I know a bunch of stuff that I don't really know, but
I'm the same way. I think.
stick with it. I had an extended uncle. My mom was the baby of 8. My dad was the baby of 9. So there were lots and lots of this. Well, who's that? Well, that's your third cousin type of deal. So John McKeever was a school superintendent in Claremore, Oklahoma, and he came from the Ferry community out here. And that the McKeever family had something to do with the naming of that school. I don't know if it was on their property. I don't know. But yeah, it was the McKeever School.
I probably have a book somewhere that would explain that, but I do not know the answer to that. But
You know, my mom taught from the time she was 15. Now, back then, this would have been early 20s, I believe. if you were going to be a teacher, you could get a certificate to be a teacher in one of these little one-room schoolhouses, and you could teach, I think, 1st through 4th grade, something like. There was some restriction on it. So my mom actually taught 1st through 4th at Cottonwood, I think. I'm not certain, but she taught school practically all of her life. She retired. If you retire as a teacher, they keep calling you back to do stuff, but she retired at 74 and lived another 20 years. But the reason that there were 85 schools in Woods County, if I remember that conversation, and the reason was no kid should have to walk more than 3 miles one way to school. So every 6 miles, there was a little one-room schoolhouse way back there.
Yes.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes, I think I remember Grandpa talking about the distance they were apart.
Amazing, just amazing. What would happen, Rose, if you said to a kid today, "I'm gonna need you to walk to school, but it's only 3 miles,
Yeah.
and then you'll need to walk back."
Well, I remember the amount of somebody told me, and I've forgotten it, but the amount of country schools we had was really a surprise when they told me
That was amazing, isn't it?
in our it was would over 200 be. I'm thinking it was something like that.
It was
in Woods County that we had. It was a big amount of schools.
It's huge. It's huge. There was also the truancy law was passed back in there somewhere, and at some point, my mom, I'm not sure which school it was, but she had a 31-year-old first grader.
Wow.
And she said she said he was a big man and very nice, but I had no discipline problems.
Yeah.
So my guest is Sean Lear, and as you can see, this baby goes off the rails, this show, from time to time, and just goes where it wants to go.
That's fine.
We don't have really any control over what's happening on the Rosie and Ben show. The reason Sean and Amber are here, Amber's here, she married Sean.
Yeah.
And Sean does not go anywhere without adult supervision. And
That's true. I seem to get in trouble. if
that's
she's
the
not
right
there.
thing. Sean is the high potentate of the Napa here in downtown, and it is the 100th anniversary
Of Napa, yes, that's correct.
Rosie had a question. I'm going to ask it. What does Napa stand for, Sean?
National Automotive Parts Association.
Man,
didn't think you would know. Anybody knew.
we got close.
When I actually got hired, which I have managed that store, we opened April 1st, 2013. And when I got hired in February, I went to the Woodward store to learn what to do, basically, because I was a mechanic before that. And I actually had to take some tests you had to go through and read all this stuff, and you go through and answer these questions at the end. And there was stuff like that on there about the history of Napa and different things like that. So
Dummies like me
Now.
might know what Napa is, you might explain it. There might be some old lady out there that doesn't know what you buy at the Napa store.
There you go, being sexist again. There could be some old man out there too. There could.
Old man would know.
It could have. No, he might not know.
So-
Before you answer this, Sean, remember the answer. But that's one of the things that they do that I love so much, Rosie, is that if you're a complete moron, speaking of in the first person here, you can go to people like Sean and go, Sean, I think this is broke because it doesn't work anymore. Can you kind of help me with this? And they know all that stuff, and they'll do it.
yeah, we'll do our best always to help with whatever. But so to Rose's question, we mainly sell auto parts, but we also sell tools, shop equipment to go with it. We also sell some truck, like heavy duty truck parts, ag, tractor stuff, filters, things like that to support that industry too. So, but the big focus would be on automotive, car parts, pickup, stuff like that.
Is it a wait a minute. Amber said something. Let's introduce Amber.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my wife, Amber.
Here's Sean's wife, Amber. Hey, Amber, how are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
You know, not bad. Nobody in this room cares, but I am not bad. Mostly Rosie. She does not care. It is amazing, Amber. Like you'll be working the counter, and so here comes this bruiser that works down there and says, Amber, I need you to look at this. I need your help with it. You know all of that stuff, don't you?
Well, I know quite a bit from working there, but if I don't have an answer, I know I can ask Sean, and he will have an answer.
Wow. Now, see, if I could just find that. Do you have a sister that's single at all?
No single sister, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, well, anyway, we'll get to that subject another time.
Okay.
Amber, when did you start working down there?
I started working down there September of 2013, shortly after Sean did. Before that, I was an LPN. Switched fields.
That reminds me of a story of a woman is going to work, and she says to her husband, "Okay, you know the plumber's going to be here this morning," and the husband goes, "Yeah, and you know I'm a farmer, so I don't have to be anywhere, so I'll stay and meet the plumber." So the plumber comes and fixes whatever it is, and he gives the guy a bill for $450, and the guy says, "My God, that's incredible." I mean, I can't imagine that. That's more. That's as much money as a doctor makes. And the plumber goes, "I know. I used to be a heart surgeon, but plumbing is a much better deal."
That's great.
Right? So, I have wondered this.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you in the location that you're in? Is there a reason for that, or did it just come with the building?
Okay, so we actually work for Performance Equipment Incorporated out of Woodward.
So Napa stores aren't Napa stores?
We're an independent jobber.
I didn't know that.
So Napa is made up of company-owned stores and independent jobbers. We're an independent. Performance Equipment Incorporated was formed by Jason Simmel, which is the president, his dad Steve, and a good friend of Steve's, Rocky Shaw, all from Woodward. And they bought the Woodward store in 2003, and I think Jason was only about 25 when they opened that. Steve and Rocky, they're just owners. They're not involved with day-to-day operations. Jason is the president, and he is the general manager over all the stores. So in 2013, actually, let me back up just a little bit. December of 2012, Gary Beavis had the Napa store downtown, and he had worked there. Here in Alva.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. He had worked there since the late 70s, and it had been multiple things through the years. Excuse me. And he changed it to a Napa at one point, I think about 2008, and he retired in 2012 and moved to where his oldest son was in Florida. Napa was pushing to keep a store here. The company was Oklahoma City Warehouse, and Gary was trying to sell it, and they got a hold of Jason and wanted him to buy it. And he said, "Well, I don't know anybody from Alva. I need a manager." And Gary knew that was a problem, and he called me one day and he says, "You need to call this guy." Because I knew Gary well, because I was working out of my dad's shop and I was getting most of my parts from Gary.
Here in town?
Here in town.
Okay.
Yep. I was working on ag stuff and some automotive, and I was getting parts from Gary. Well, he closed. He's trying to sell the business, and Jason was interested in buying it but didn't have anybody to run it. And so Gary comes and finds me one day and he says, "You need to call this number and talk to this guy, Jason." I said, "What am I going to talk to him about?" "Well, he might want to buy the store, and I think you need to talk to him." And I said, "About?" And he goes, "Well, maybe you want a job." And I called him, and he said, "Well, what are you calling me for?" And I said, "I really don't know." And he said, "Well, would you like to manage the store?" And I said, "I don't know anything about managing a parts store or anything, really. I mean, I'd never done that. And he said, "Can I trust you?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "That's what I'm looking for." And so we met, and he made me an offer, and I said, "Well, let me talk to Amber about it." And we talked, and I called him back, and I said, "Yeah, I'll do that." And he said, "Let me get the store bought, and we'll open it up." So April 1st, 2013, it opened. I went to work in February, training in Woodward, and then a guy named Mark Williams from Tacoma worked for us. He's passed away. And him and I worked down there all through March, cleaning it, getting it ready to open it. So we opened April 1st of 2013. And the reason we're there is because Gary was there before, and when they bought the business from him, they bought the building too. And that has been a parts store since 1950.
Really?
The Rose Brothers Construction here in Alva built it in 1949, and it opened as Alva Auto Supply in 1950, and then it has had a lot of names since then.
But it's always been a parts store.
It's always been a parts store, just not a Napa. It was Alva Auto Supply, which was an independent, and then a company that's way since gone, The Automotive, which turned into Greenlight, and then it was Parts Plus. They downsized at some point, and it turned into Big A, and I believe Big A maybe went bankrupt and went out of business. Then most of those were company stores. Then Gary opened it as a CarQuest, and then they closed the warehouse he was getting parts from, so he changed it to a Napa in about 2008.
So that location's been in Napa since 2008.
Yes, but it has been a parts store since 1950.
Right. So
Where is the location? I think I missed it. Would you repeat it?
305 Flynn Street in Alva, right next to K&K Body Works.
Okay.
She
got it
knows
now,
where that's
Rosie?
at. Yep.
Rosie's got it now. So I'm familiar somewhat with the Woodward location because of announcing Speedway for years and years. That store always sponsored a race car somewhere.
Now that was that
that's
quite
the
a few
Marlettes,
years ago.
right?
No, that was a different, and I can't think who owned the Napa store used to be downtown
Right?
in Woodward.
Right.
Talking about the Woodward location.
Yes.
Jason bought it down there in 2003, and I'm trying to remember when it would have been. He moved it to the main road through Woodward, just east of McDonald's.
That's right. Yeah.
He built a new store there and moved
really,
it.
Yeah, nice store. I had forgotten that.
Yes, I think that was just about a year or two before we opened. So I'm guessing he moved it there like 2011, 2012.
Okay. Yeah. Great automotive families that worked in that area and around that store. So you were okay with it, Sean, because of your mechanic background, right?
Yes, I mean, I had a knowledge of the parts and stuff. You're saying as far as me going to work there and managing.
I am.
Yes. And so I had an idea, and I was always kind of interested in that side of it and just paid attention to. And like I said, Gary that used to own it, him and I were good friends, and I would go in there and get stuff and visit with him. So but there was a lot of stuff I didn't know. I mean.
But you do now.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
I do
do
now.
now.
After 12 years, I know quite a bit. So
So our guests on this portion of Rose and Ben are Sean and Amber. They are celebrating 100 years or Napa is, and we'll be back to talk about that and put the cap on this baby. We'll be back after this word.
You're listening to Rose and Ben on KALV.
Beatles New Beginnings Nursing Center is proud to offer comprehensive care solutions for those who matter most. From rehabilitation and palliative care to skilled nursing and long-term care, Beatles is committed to providing comfort, dignity, and peace of mind. Now, with a second location, the Beatles family continues its long-standing tradition of excellence, serving the people of Northwest Oklahoma with the same compassion and dedication they've been known for. Come by and see them at 720 North Share Boulevard in Alva. Beatles New Beginnings Nursing Center, your care, your comfort, your community.
This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
So it's the Rose and Ben Radio Rodeo. We have nothing to do with rodeo. It just happened to fit in there. I have no idea. And our guest, well, let me paraphrase and say that this is the Rose and Ben show. I was in charge. Now I'm Rosie's sidekick, and she has told me to ask Sean this poignant question about the 100-year anniversary of Napa. Tell me about that.
Okay, so Napa was founded by a group of 28 independent auto parts sellers from 25 different cities, and that happened May 4th, 1925. So this is 100 years, and we already talked about Napa stands for National Automotive Parts Association. It currently has over 6,000 stores made up of company and independent-owned stores. And for the 100 years, they've done several different promotions. And this month, they have got a thing going that we will draw for at the beginning of next month. But I'm going to let Amber talk about that part of it.
Here's Amber.
Yes, we are giving away 2 28-inch Blackstone Omnivore griddles with the hard cover. And it's pretty exciting because we've not done a giveaway this big before. Basically, to enter, you just spend $40 on anything before tax with us, and we'll put your name on a ticket and keep it in our drawer. And then Sean will pick a winner at the beginning of next month, and we'll call whoever it is and let them know that they can pick up their griddle, and then, they can make us some food if they're feeling, kind and generous
Yes.
with that.
Yes.
We will accept that. Basically, you can come in, get an oil change. If you don't know what your vehicle needs, we can look it up and tell you how much oil, what kind, what filter fits it, get you all taken care of there and get you entered into the drawing. Or if you're needing wiper blades or you're needing some brakes or anything like that, we'd be happy to help.
So last year we gave away a Blackstone at Holder Drug, and so I got to study the different designs and the different costs. That's a nice grill. Those are nice grills.
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't personally have one, but might
Well,
have
why
to
would
get
you?
one.
I
I
mean,
might
you're a
have to get
manager.
one now. Yes.
You're the manager of a Napa. You don't have time to cook outdoors.
No, that's right.
For God's sake. But you got 2 of them,
We have 2 of them, so there will be 2 winners.
and you can take a look at them in the showroom floor at Napa in downtown Alba.
What could a woman buy? What could I go in there and buy for $40?
Oh my goodness, we got answers for that.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff you could buy from us. Yeah, everything from car cleaning, wiper blades. Good
That
stuff.
beautiful new Chevy out there, that elongated body out there is Rosie's new car. I mean, we can sell her.
Yeah, well, she needs a bunch of detailing stuff.
bunch
Make
of
sure she
detailing
keeps
stuff.
it clean. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, she's very proud of it. Very proud. So, Sean and Amber, thank you so much for coming on. I know that I dropped by the Napa store, and I've got a battery that I want to know if it will live or die. You got any report on that?
It has been put on the charger this morning. There was one ahead of you, so it's charging as we speak.
Okay. So I was in there. I go, Amber, this 100-year thing, what can you tell me about it? And she gave me this spiel that was just wonderful. And I said, let me tell you where you could say that stuff all again. So here they are. Thank you, Amber, for coming in and joining us. And thank you for telling Sean what he needed to do this morning.
You're welcome. It didn't take anything at all except for telling him that he had to do it and there was no getting out of it. So, he was pretty compliant with it.
That's not compliance, Amber. That's surrender. That's total surrender. Sean, you are such a good man. Here's why I love Sean. He loves AM radio.
We are on my favorite station. Yes.
He's the biggest fan of 1430 AM in the world.
Yeah, that might be.
And I get texts from him occasionally, and they usually say, "You're off the air."
I try to rescue any chance I get.
Yep. Yeah, he will get us back on the air occasionally. Sean, Amber, thank you. Rosie, thank you. Olivia, thank you. Olivia's baby, thank you. Olivia's grandparents, thank you. And we will join you tonight in Winoka, the Mighty Rails at 7 a.m. This has been B. What? 7 a.m.? Did I say a.m.? I said 7 a.m. So don't join us this evening at 7 a.m. Join us at 7 p.m. Once again, the SID from Northwestern straightens this deal out. Thank you, Rosie. Great job.
Good.
We'll be back.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.